Good evening, Dark Horse Nation. I hope you guys have had a safe, blessed day. I know you guys are all excited for the weekend coming up. I am sure the ones of you who have been working have had a long, tough week, and now you're ready to kick back, relax, and take it easy. And I wish that for all of you across America and all across this globe to have some rest this upcoming weekend. Today is July 31st. It's the last day, guys. We're getting ready to move into August. And it's like this year has flew by. I mean, it's crazy. And then once, we get through August and September, guys, we're looking at winter months and cold weather and doom and gloom and time change and all kinds of crazy crap like that. So, today's topic, I watched the news today and it's just the same old garbage as always. But today's topic, I just happened to run across something, and this may be familiar to all of y'all. And but I ran across this little post that stated that Donald Trump compares himself to Alexander the Great. Now, don't get me wrong. I do support the president that's in charge right now. I mean, he has gave America a backbone that we have not had in a long time, and I respect the man for that. Okay? But I have to draw the line when it comes to comparing yourself to Alexander the Great. So when you think, when Alexander invaded Persia, what is now modern day Iran, you gotta think about what they consisted of, and you gotta think of how young Alexander was at the time. And to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Trump, and no disrespect to the president, he never served in the military. Hell, he wasn't even a Boy Scout. So, there is no way in hell that you can compare yourself to someone like Alexander the Great or even Genghis Khan. The time period, the men in those days, they were a hell of a lot stronger than modern day man. Modern day men cannot do what in the hell those soldiers did back in those days. They don't have the same strength. They do not have the same drive. The only ones that may come close to that are your special operators. And I'm talking about Marine Recon. I'm talking about the mountain divisions. I'm talking about Navy SEALs. You may come close, and even then, guys, there's a big difference in how we live today and how men lived in those days, thousands of years ago. So you cannot I mean, you cannot say, or even, I don't care who you are, you cannot compare yourself to someone like Alexander the Great. So for you people out there who do not know anything about history whatsoever, and you probably don't even give a shit because today's society is all about me, McDonald's and tablets and YouTube and bullshit like that, Google, you know. But for those of you who do take an interest and would like to know some history, and for those of you who do not know who Alexander the Great was, he got off to a very, very young start, guys. He was a teenager when he started fighting his first battles, okay? So, he was the ancient king of Macedonia, okay? And he was one of the most brilliant leaders that had ever come about in that time period. And he created one of the largest empires in the ancient world. That's amazing at his age. He was born in 356 before Common Era. He was taught by the famous philosopher Aristotle. And he took the throne at age 20, guys, after his father, Philip II, was killed. 20 years old, he took over the throne. And then over the next 12 years, people, he never lost a battle. And he marched his army across Europe, Africa, and Asia before dying at the age of around 32 or 33 in Babylon. Okay? So, if you can imagine someone that damn young in charge of thousands upon thousands and thousands of soldiers and power of nations, and the actual hand-to-hand combat that man had to endure from a very, very young age. So a little bit of history of this man. He was born in July 356 before Common Era in Pella, the capital of Macedonia. The King Philip II and Queen of Olympias. His education, he was tutored from age 13 to 16 by Aristotle, who taught him a love for philosophy, science, and literature. So the man was very intelligent. He became king in 336 before Common Era at the age of 20 following his father's assassination. The man's military conquests speak for themselves. And right now, where America is, Persia, Iran. He defeated the powerful Persian king Darius III in key battles, including the Battle of Granicus, Battle of Issus, and Battle of Gaugamela. And then he went to Egypt, guys. And he was welcomed as a liberator in 332 before Common Era. He founded the famous city of Alexandria and was declared the son of the god Ammon. And then from there, he went to India and advanced as far as the Indian frontier, and he won the Battle of the Hydaspes in 326 before Common Era, before his exhausted troops forced him to turn back. So he fell ill and died in Babylon on June 13th, 323 before Common Era. And they estimate it could have been from a fever like malaria or typhoid. But the things he accomplished as history is known as the Hellenistic period, I mean, he spread Greek language, culture, and ideas across 3 continents. So, the things this man did in a time before cell phones, in a time before internet, in a time before drones, what Alexander the Great accomplished was freaking amazing. And I will honestly say there is no way in hell that Mr. Trump can compare himself to Alexander the Great. Don't even know why he would even bring that up in a damn subject matter. Until you have been face to face with an enemy who is firing back at you, or been in a hand-to-hand situation, you cannot even start to compare yourself to someone like Alexander the Great. It's just not realistic. But that was my thoughts for this evening. There was nowhere I was particularly going with this. I just wanted to share that tidbit with all of you out there because, you know, that just blows my mind. The world leaders in those periods of time did some amazing things. Rome, even Egypt, Genghis Khan, oh my Lord, did some amazing things in those time periods. And they done it without the aid of technology. So as I sit here, as I watch my beautiful sun set in the west, I just wanted to share my thoughts on this Friday evening with y'all. So I'll probably not do an evening shot, and I just wanted to get this particular thought out. Well, let me know what you guys think. What do you think about someone like Mr. Trump comparing himself to Alexander the Great? I would be interested in how you feel about that. So with that being said, I'm going to give you all a Friday evening toast. There it is right there. Yes. Might take a sip. Now what do we say, Dark Horse Nation? Damn. That's good. So be safe, be blessed, have a great, safe weekend. Please like, subscribe, share, guys. It's free, doesn't cost nothing. And let's get our word out. Let's express ourselves and how we feel about today's world. I mean, if you think about Iran now, which is old Persia, here we are caught in a quagmire of shit. They control the Strait of Hormuz. They are attacking U.S. bases in Jordan. Right now, Iran has the upper hand. Now, yes, we could go in and just absolutely bomb the ever-living hell out of the entire country of Iran and wipe out probably 75% of the entire population. Yes, we could fucking do that. But in the end, what would you resolve? Nothing. You have not changed the way that regime feels. You have not changed anything. So that's where we're at. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to stop right here and maybe find some sweet music from across the globe that you guys might enjoy. As I was saying, Dark Horse Nation, no modern day leader can compare to Alexander the Great, Hannibal, Caesar, Genghis Khan. There is no comparison as to how ancient military leaders controlled the planet. Yes, we have all the technological might that future Earth had to offer. But why is it so hard for us today, with all the powerful military might that we have, why is it hard for us today to open the Strait of Hormuz? Why is it hard to defeat modern day Persia? Again, Alexander the Great conquered Persia, and Donald Trump will never conquer Persia, and that's just the sad reality of where we are today. And nothing against Mr. Trump, I respect the man, but unless you are truly ready to unleash hell upon Iran, you will not accomplish your goal. And that's the truth, and nobody else will say that. But with that being said, as I sit here tonight and listening to the crickets and the frogs and feel this nice, gorgeous air. Just listen to some old Arabic or Middle Eastern music from back in the day that maybe Alexander the Great might have been privy to. Maybe. So just listen for a little bit and enjoy, and you guys have a safe, blessed night. Have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy it with your friends, family, loved ones. Guys, the world is uncertain. We do not know what in the hell will transpire by Monday. So enjoy the time that you have with your families. And in the meantime, let's listen to some cool music.